that if Christ be in you, that born again new life through accepting Christ. Back to verse 10 here, the Spirit is life because of righteousness. You have the same righteousness as Jesus does. And the body is dead because of sin. The Romans 6 talks about that. When we were baptized into Jesus, we were baptized into his death. It means we were all spirit, soul, body, boom, dead. And then when we rose with Christ, we rose with him in our spirit. We had the same life he has, but of course we're left in the same body. Now at the trump, at glorification, when Jesus comes back, we'll get a glorified body. But until then, we're still wearing the body and it's alive. We can receive temptation through it. But according to Christ and the cross and because of sin, it's already dead and now it's declared dead. If you have life in your spirit, your body can no longer rule and reign over you concerning sin. It's going to feel like it rules and reigns. You're going to feel like, oh gosh, I just got to do this sin. The emotions are so tough. But if Christ is in you, your spirit is life because of righteousness. Your body is dead. It can't rule and reign over that spirit. So now what's great about the law of the Spirit of life in Christ Jesus is now when you want to and you choose to do the righteous thing, the body can no longer stop you. Sin cannot stop you. You're not the Romans 7 guy who, when he tries to sin, he can't because he's the sinner. When he tries to be righteous, he can't because he's the sinner. So every time he tries not to do the lust or not to lust, as the example they gave in Romans 7, the more his want to lust comes forward. So therefore, he's always proved and condemned to be a sinner. But now in Romans 8, when you don't want to lust, when you don't want to do the sin, there's no longer spiritual death in you that forces you to sin. You now have life. So now when you want to do the righteous thing, you do the righteous thing. You know, the interesting thing about people who think they are stuck in sin is they're not stuck in sin. Deep down at their foundation, they want to do the sin. That's why they sin. If you didn't want to do it, you wouldn't. Now, I know there's a lot of wrong teaching that help people to sin, and I understand the emotions involved. And listen, God will help you, but you can't use his help as an excuse to sin. You can stop sinning. The power of the new nature means you can stop sinning. Nobody can go to heaven on that day and stand before God and say, God, I was born again, but I did not have the power to stop sinning. That's impossible because being born again is the power to stop sinning. It is life.